Coming up on CitrusTV News, Syracuse alum Bob Costas speaks out about the NFL protests. Find out what the sportscaster has to say.
And a big election down in Alabama. Polls are open for their Republican primary. Can far-right challenger Roy Moore win without President Trump's support? We'll have updates as the results come out.
And Republicans won't be voting on their newest health care bill. The vote has been delayed until next week. But why? The answer to that and a whole lot more right now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Newhouse has plans to dig deeper and add underground labs. Good evening, I'm Federico.
And I'm Elissa Candiotti. The labs are set to be moved from the 4th floor of the Newhouse 2 building to a new space underneath the entire building.
As technology changes, so does Newhouse at SU. Architects are planning to move the editing and recording studios to the 1st floor of Newhouse. While there is no space right now, they are creating blueprints to dig further underground. These plans coincide with the addition of extra students from the Bandier program who need more space. Donna Till works behind the scenes at Newhouse and believes this is a normal part of the school's evolution.
The Newhouse School prides itself on being top of the, current with the industry and everything. So this would bring us, up to that level again and keep us up at the top level.
A Syracuse alum spoke up yesterday morning to address the NFL protests and Trump's reaction to it. Bob Costas went on CNN's New Day and addressed that. He believes patriotism means more than just the military. Costas stated that it comes in many forms and that Kaepernick and other football players are being patriots in their very own ways. He also continued to point out that kneeling is not disrespectful to the military.
And you have not heard a single person within the NFL raise a voice in support of what Trump said. Rex Ryan says he's appalled and now ashamed that he once introduced Trump at a rally in Buffalo, where he then was the coach. What's happened here is that what was already an issue raised primarily by Colin Kaepernick has expanded beyond the specific point that Kaepernick was trying to make, which is a very valid point, and now has become near universal disgust with the president's insulting remarks.
A federal appeals court granted a new trial for a former New York State Senate leader. Dean Skelos was convicted on extortion, bribery, and conspiracy charges. He was sentenced last year. The appeals court said that a recent Supreme Court ruling means that Skelos was wrongfully convicted. Syracuse police are investigating a homicide that left 2 men dead. Police responded to the city's west side shortly before 10 last night. Investigators entered an apartment on Avery Avenue and found 2 bodies. No information on suspects or the victims have been released.
The Associate Provost of International Education and Engagement will step down this Saturday. Margaret Himley helped build Syracuse's SU Abroad program into what it is today. Himley served as Associate Provost for 6 years. She will return to her role as a professor in the College of Arts and Sciences. There is major concern after test results showed very high levels of a new algae toxin in Awasako Lake. Health officials from Cayuga County say that the toxin could prove fatal for dogs swimming in the lake. However, experts also note that there is no immediate threat to drinking water. And since water quality is a major issue across the state, Governor Cuomo announced a new initiative today. $50 million in funding is now available for New York State water quality projects. The additional funding is a supplement to the $2.5 billion already available under the Clean Water Infrastructure Act.
The Syracuse University Drama Complex has always had something missing, until now. Citrus TV News reporter Jenna Babyak is in studio to tell us what's different this year. Jenna?
SU has built a new grab-and-go food bar at the Syracuse Stage. I spoke with drama students about how excited they are that it's finally here.
I'm so happy that it's here now, though, because, it took a long time.
SU drama students will not be going hungry anymore. Food Services now offers new dining options for students who have classes and rehearsals at Syracuse Stage. Students finally have a convenient and affordable way to get food between classes.
Our classes, the way they're structured, it's from 8 a.m. to about 2:05 p.m. with no break at all.
Students are thrilled that the food bar is finally here.
The best part is like just having food in this building.
And the food is not bad either.
Chocolate cake and like cheesecake and salads, like nice salads and like wraps. We also have like a special every day that like changes.
The Syracuse Stage is where SU drama students have most of their classes. It's about a 12-minute walk from main campus, and students don't have enough time to walk back to get food. For years, drama students had very limited food options. Students say Phoebe's restaurant across the street has good food, but the prices aren't exactly student-friendly.
I would sometimes go across the street, but it's so expensive over there.
But now drama students won't have to worry about spending all of their money on the food they need.
The changes to the Syracuse Stage will certainly give its patrons food for thought.
To say it was hot out today is certainly an understatement.
You were right. I mean, Josh, I'm really glad you're outside right now instead of us.
Yeah, guys, standing out here in sunny Southern California. Or wait, I guess this is Walnut Park? I couldn't tell the difference. It's 91 degrees today. I'm surprised this shirt doesn't look like I've been on a water slide today. That's how hot and humid it is. Absolutely beautiful. It's not going to be too much cooler tonight, in the mid to low 70s, 71, 72 in the middle of the night. No need for jackets anytime soon. And stick around for my full weather forecast. I'm going to let you know if I can keep this 91 degree weather in my life, or if I'm going to have to transfer to get it every day.
Looking forward to it, Josh. Thank you. Coming up, Trump advisors in trouble for the same thing they accused Hillary Clinton for.
And a gruesome murder in the Middle East leaves 3 dead. Stay tuned.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to
I'm
fix it?
legitimately looking forward to it, like that wasn't in the script.
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Elissa Candiotti, Connor Federico, and Josh Feinblatt with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
The GOP's plans to repeal Obamacare are in jeopardy following Republican leaders' decision to postpone the vote. Earlier today, they announced that the fate of the Graham-Cassidy bill will be decided next week.
The decision comes after Majority Leader Mitch McConnell explained that the votes just weren't there yet. President Trump said he was disappointed in several opposing senators. President Trump's longtime confidant, Roger Stone, is testifying before the House Intelligence Committee today. The panel is investigating allegations of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russian officials during the 2016 election.
Stone blasted committee officials for cowardice in a statement yesterday. Stone denies having anything to do with Russia's election meddling. After a year of criticizing Hillary Clinton for her use of a private email account, it turns out the Trump administration is doing it too. At least 4 White House officials have used private accounts to send official emails.
That includes Jared Kushner, Reince Priebus, and Steve Bannon. This was a big issue for Trump during the campaign, as he frequently attacked Clinton for the same thing during her time as Secretary of State. Polls are open today in Alabama for a special primary election. Senator Luther Strange is taking on outspoken newcomer Roy Moore. President Trump endorsed Strange, who is serving out Jeff Sessions' term as Alabama's senator.
However, Moore has been endorsed by former White House advisor Steve Bannon. The winner of today's election will face Democrat Doug Jones in a general election in December. Republicans are gearing up to unveil their newest tax plan. The president is looking to overhaul the tax system, including a big decrease in corporate taxes.
Conservatives are expected to release the deal next week, but some say they aren't finished with the bill yet. Republicans need this bill to pass, and Speaker Paul Ryan is working to bring as many people on board as possible.
Too many people are struggling in America today. They pay too much in taxes, they feel stuck, they feel anxious, they're living paycheck to paycheck, and we need faster economic growth, and we need a tax code that's built for growth that helps struggling families. People need relief, and we know this. That's why this framework is going to be focused on helping American families. It's going to be focused on helping the people in the middle. It's going to be focused on helping people get to the middle who are struggling to do that.
We have breaking news and big news for human rights. Saudi Arabia has announced that they will finally allow women to drive.
The change will not happen immediately, but it is a huge win for women's rights groups. The Saudis say they hope this will change their image as a repressive country. And protests are ongoing in Kenya, where controversy continues to surround the election process. Earlier this month, the Supreme Court of Kenya declared the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta to be invalid.
The decision led to nationwide hostilities between opposition groups and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Police have used tear gas on protesters in the capital of Nairobi. Another killing in the West Bank this morning. Israeli police say 3 people were shot and killed by a Palestinian gunman.
The shooter killed 3 security officers at the Israeli settlement. Local police say that they have killed the gunman and are looking into his motives.
We're continuing the investigation. We know that the suspect, the terrorist that was shot and killed, is a 37-year-old Palestinian.
Turkish and Iraqi forces have started participating in joint military exercises near their shared border. The exercises are in response to the Kurdish independence referendum held yesterday.
Votes are now being counted. It's led to tension between Iraq and the Kurdistan regional government.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
It's great to be back inside. 91 degrees outside. I was definitely sweating a little bit, and if you're outside, I assume you were too. Humid, all above 70% humidity all throughout the day. It's nice to be inside in the air conditioning, if I'm gonna say so myself. And tomorrow morning, it's gonna cool off a little bit. It's still gonna be nice, 70 degrees. Definitely not what we're used to in the end of September, but still not ridiculous. 90% humidity though, so it's going to be a little bit warmer than you're used to as the day goes on. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 74 and then 85 by noon. So it's going to be another hot one, and then at night it's going to start to cool off, and about a high of 89 degrees. Could be a little partially cloudy, but then after that it's going to cool off a little bit after Wednesday. Around the area today, it was beautiful. It was 90 degrees in Syracuse, all around the areas in the high 80s, and we took a look at our 5-day weather forecast. It was quite warm today, obviously, in 91. Tomorrow's going to be around 89 again, but then it's going to start to cool off at around 64. The nights are going to start getting colder, more what we're used to for fall temperatures, and then it's going to start raining Friday and Saturday. I know I told you guys last week that it would take a while, and the rain looks like it will be coming.
Oh my God. Well, are we expecting it to, it's going to cool off this week, but are we expecting it to get back to these high temperatures?
Yeah, so it's going to be around the 60s, maybe low 70s for about a week. And then next Wednesday or Thursday, it's looking to shoot up to around 78, 79 degrees.
Oh, again.
Yeah, that's awesome, Josh. Look, it's been literally too hot for me to play golf for the first time in September ever. I mean, when is the cool temperatures going to come in?
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry about your golf. I know for me in tennis, it's been exactly the same. I've been sweating through my shirts. Again, looks like around Thursday, Friday, it might be raining, so you might have to hit the indoor driving range or maybe the mini golf course, but it's going to start to cool off, and then you should be fine for really the rest of the month and into October.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thanks. Ahead, one of the world's largest diamonds has found a new home.
And the CEO of a major company is forced out after controversy. Don't go anywhere.
Thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Japan plans to launch a new digital currency into circulation. It's an effort to wean the country off of physical cash and emphasize digital money. The move is inspired by a few European countries that have successfully made the transition from cash to digital. The move would cut down on missed tax revenue from undocumented cash, save on handling expenses and transportation costs. The new technology would also allow people to make payments on their smartphones. And security is bulking up in East Syracuse. The U.S. Coast Guard awards $118 million worth of radar systems to Saab Defense and Security. The Navy says over half of the radars are going to Saab's headquarters in East Syracuse. The contract is just one of a series of deals with the U.S. Defense and the Village.
Healthcare costs are surging. Private nursing homes are now pushing $100,000. A new survey by Gensworth Financial says the cost care jumped 4.5% on average this year. Rising labor expenses and sicker patients account for the increase. The National Council on Aging says people are not prepared for these costs before they need it. Diamonds may be a girl's best friend, but friendship comes at a cost. UK jeweler Graf Diamonds bought the world's second largest diamond for $53 million at a private auction yesterday. The stone was initially valued at $70 million. The diamond was extracted from a mine in Botswana 2 years ago by a Canadian firm. The CEO of Equifax has stepped down. Executive Richard Smith is leaving the company after a breach exposed data of 140 million Americans. Equifax says Smith is retiring, but that he will not receive any benefits until the company reviews the breach. He is the third executive to step down in the past 2 weeks.
Nick Cannon's latest video, Stand for What, features him wearing a Colin Kaepernick jersey. In the video, Cannon rhymes about racism and police violence. Kaepernick started the NFL protests last year and have only increased since President Trump's attacked players who took a knee during the national anthem.
Coming up, we'll see if Syracuse football can build off its trip to Death Valley and if the team heads into conference play. And we'll check out a scandal that's rocked the college football world. All that and more on the other side of the break.
Found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
SU football went down to the wire with the Tigers this weekend, despite falling to LSU 35-26. The 9-point loss happens to be the closest the Orange has come to beating a ranked opponent since on the road back in 2012. As SU looks ahead to NC State, Coach Gino Babers hopes his team's performance in Death Valley can inject some life into the squad.
I mean, you went into one of the toughest venues that there is to play a football game, and 5 minutes left, you were within 3 points of winning that game. And I think it's a tribute to where we've came from and how hard we're working. But we're undefeated in the ACC. We're undefeated in the ACC Atlantic. We're playing a team that's in first place, and we have an opportunity to go out and try to win a football game, and we're excited about that.
This weekend's trip to NC State marks the first conference game of the season for the Orange. Syracuse goes to Raleigh with the nation's leading receiver, Steve Ishmael, who was named to the Biletnikoff Award watch list today. Ishmael looks to boost the Orange against the Wolfpack's 102nd ranked pass defense. And after dropping 3 straight home games this past week, Syracuse men's soccer looks to get back to its winning ways with a 2-game road trip. The Orange travels to Pitt on Friday, but first, Syracuse got back to its winning ways already yesterday, just down the road in Hamilton. The Orange wasted no time jumping on Colgate, scoring in the 9th minute before going on to win 2-0. Syracuse's 2 goals equals the team's total from the 3-game losing streak in entirety. What's the difference between now and the skid? Shots on goal. The Orange had just 8 shots on goal in the previous 3 games and had 8 in yesterday's game. And after coming in second in the WNBA Rookie of the Year vote last week, unsurprisingly, today former Syracuse guard Brittany Sykes was named to the WNBA All-Rookie team. Sykes averaged just under 14 points per game on the season to go along with 4 rebounds per game for the Atlanta Dream. In her SU career, Sykes started the most games in program history with 137 and ranks 3rd in the history of the school in points scored with 1,846. And although it may not feel like hockey season is approaching outside today, today marks the first day of practice for the Syracuse Crunch. Last season, the squad made it all the way to the Calder Cup Finals before falling to the Grand Rapids Griffins in 6 games. Today's inaugural practice was open to the public and took place at 4 p.m. at the War Memorial. In the Bronx tonight, the Yankees look to secure home field advantage for the wild card game against the Rays. And it'll be a battle of lefties on the mound tonight as Blake Snell goes for the Rays and Jordan Montgomery takes the hill for the Yanks. Aaron Judge looks to keep his hot streak going after breaking the record for rookie home runs last night, hitting his 49th and 50th. As for the other team in New York, tonight the New York Mets face the Braves at Citi Field. The game marks 3 of 4 in New York's final homestand of the season. The team split the first 2 games of the series, and tonight's pitching matchup pits R.A. Dickey of the Braves against Rafael Montero of the Mets. Earlier this morning, 4 NCAA assistant basketball coaches were arrested on federal corruption charges. New York's federal prosecutors announced charges against 10 coaches from 4 schools, including Arizona, Auburn, Oklahoma State, and USC. Former Syracuse player and current USC assistant coach Tony Bland is among the accused. That shocked the college basketball world today.
College coaches took cash bribes from managers and advisors in exchange for directing players and their families to those bribers.
As for some positive college basketball news, Dwayne Wade plans to sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow. According to multiple reports, Wade is expected to rejoin his friend and former teammate LeBron James in Cleveland. Following a contract buyout with Chicago earlier this week, Wade becomes an unrestricted free agent as of tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Jackson. You said that the Yankees, they have a chance to lock up home field advantage for the wild card. They have that playoff spot. How's it looking for maybe getting that AL East away from the Red Sox?
Well, they still trail the Red Sox by quite a few games, and there's not quite enough time for the Yankees to make that spot up, but home field advantage for the wild card seems like a probability.
All right, thank you very much, Jackson.
All right, we'll have more, so don't go anywhere. Stick around.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. To close the show today, we take you to Australia, where a couple wasn't content with just a big wedding. They wanted a wedding in bulk. This couple got married in a Costco, the first of its kind in Australia.
The reception had fountain drinks, hot dogs, and of course, some giant Costco pizzas. It was a perfect venue for the newlyweds. They said Costco was their favorite place in the world, so of course, they wanted to have their wedding there.
That's all for Citrus TV News Live at 6. Be sure to check out our website, CitrusTV.com, for more. I'm Connor Federico.
And I'm Elissa Candiotti. Have a great night, Syracuse.